Hey, what's up, you guys? Sim here, everyone's favorite YouTuber who stutters and mispronounces, and today I'm going to do my all-time favorite 25 albums. As you can realize, I don't say metal because a few of these albums are not metal at all. And I just want you to realize this. In that corner right there, it says my all-time favorite albums. So please, don't be like this guy from the last time I did this that said, Wyatt, the problem I have with your list is that there isn't that many 80s and 90s albums on it. Remember, it's my list. It's my opinion. It's not yours. Now, the reason I'm doing this again is because, I know last year I made my top 10 all-time favorites. The reason I'm doing this is because a lot has changed since then. I'm a person that, when it comes to an all-time favorites list, it changes a lot. So for all I know, in another 2 years, I might do this again if I'm still doing YouTube, and it'll be completely different from that as well. But I want to do this again because I had a lot of fun doing it the last time, and a lot's changed. So let's get this started. Starting it off at number 25 is Sabaton with their latest album, Heroes. And this album is just really fun. It's fun to sing along to, yet at the same time has a mature approach to personal experiences of people in World War II and other wars as well. I'm pretty sure it's just World War II based for the most part when it comes to the lyrical themes, but it's mature in its lyrical themes, and it's just really fun and catchy as fuck. The track Night Witches, I've lost track of how many times I've listened to that track, sang along with it, and had a fucking blast with it. Got tons of my friends to love it, and you'll love it too. So that comes in at number 25. Really good power metal. Next, coming in at number 24 is one of my go-to albums to just chill the fuck out to. This is Lantlôs with their masterpiece, Neon. They made a lot of good albums, but Neon is just always going to be their best. Absolutely beautiful. It's the only album I know and band I know to make blast beats relaxing. Yes, blast beats, those really fast drum beats that, a lot of extreme metal bands do, and Lantlôs made it absolutely beautiful and breathtaking, believe it or not. Take my word for it, and definitely check this out on Neon. It's a post-metal shoegaze band from Germany, I'm pretty sure. So that's number 24. Coming in at number 23 is one of the few non-metal albums on this list, and this is Explosions in the Sky with their album, The Earth is Not a Cold, Dead Place. And Explosions in the Sky is a post-rock, progressive rock band that only has instrumentals, no vocals whatsoever, and it's that type of, the saying goes with this, actions speak a lot louder than words, and this is honestly the best way to describe this album by Explosions in the Sky. It's beautiful, it's very soothing and elegant. The instrumentation on here is like second to none, really, when you just talk about an instrumental album. And it's one of my all-time favorite albums in general. If you can find this at your local record store, please do so, because it's so worth the listen. So that comes in at number 23. Coming in at number 22, we take a completely different turn. Number 22 is the debut album by Evangelist. And don't even ask me to pronounce it, because I've yet to hear anyone pronounce it. But Evangelist is a experimental black and death metal band that is extremely unorthodox and extremely out of the ordinary. This is something that is not something you're going to hear every day, and it's absolutely nightmarish and bone-chilling as fuck. Like, honestly, it's pretty fucking terrifying. And what I love about it, too, is that they really think outside of the box. For fuck's sakes, there is a saxophone in this. Whoever thought you'd ever hear a saxophone in a black and death metal project? Definitely got to give it up to Evangelist for this album. And it makes it number 22 on my list. Coming in at number 21 is my all-time favorite grindcore album. This is Pig Destroyer with their album Phantom Limb. Finally reissued this. And this, what I love about Pig Destroyer is that they have a really signature vocal style. And not only that, their instrumentation, not only chaotic and grimy, which you would come to expect from most grindcore albums, but it's catchy, it's easy to get into, because they had a lot of groove in their guitar riffs, and it's just really contagious, and I fucking love it, and I can't get enough of this album. Tracks I really enjoy are Lonesome, Jupiter's Eye, Rotting Yellow, what else? Girl in the Slayer Jacket, and the Machete Twins. All phenomenal stuff from this album, and I just can't get enough of it, and it comes in at number 21. Number 20 is the next non-metal album on this list, and this is Depeche Mode with their album Violator. I just have a huge attachment to Depeche Mode because I've listened to them practically since I was 5 years old, and this album, in my opinion, is fucking amazing. Tracks on here I really enjoy are Personal Jesus, Enjoy the Silence, Policy of Truth, Blue Dress, and Clean. And what surprises me the most about this is the tracks Blue Dress and Clean are atmospheric a little bit. Not like extremely atmospheric, but there's an atmospheric edge to it that I would never come to expect from a pop rock band. And somehow Depeche Mode made it happen. And you definitely need to check out Blue Dress and the track Clean, because it's pretty atmospheric for a pop rock album. But I've just had an attachment to this album ever since I was 5 years old, and it had to get on this list at number 20. Anyway, moving on. Next up, number 19, one of my all-time favorite death metal albums, and it was a really big fucking pleasure to see them at the Maryland Death Fest. This is Bloodbath with their album Resurrection Through Carnage. And I really wish Michael from Opeth would get back into extreme music, because his vocals for extreme death metal was fucking amazing and so perfect. The tracks Like Fire, the track Cry My Name, has such a monstrous, catchy, destructive chorus that is just so fucking addicting to listen to, and I can't get enough of it. Other great tracks are So You Die and The Soul Collector. If you want really old school, kick-ass death metal that has a modern take to it, definitely check out Bloodbath's Resurrection Through Carnage. That comes in at number 19. Number 18, in my opinion, is the greatest melodic death metal album ever made. This is Insomnium with Shadows of the Dying Sun. And most melodic death metal is really bouncy, really jolly, really feel-good melodic riffs that you're like, yeah, headbang, woo! Insomnium has a more mature, more elegant and emotional and soulful type of sound that you really can't find that much in melodic death metal. And I think Insomnium made a fucking masterpiece in the melodic death metal world. And this is one of 2014's best albums. And whether you're a newcomer or a veteran listener, you can't help but appreciate this work that Insomnium did with this masterpiece. And it comes in at number 18. Next up, at number 17, is one of my favorite straightforward death metal albums. This is Vital Remains with their album Dechristianize. And I think this is an essential listen for death metal. It's blasphemous, it's in your face, it's evil, it's pummeling. It's just everything you would come to expect in death metal, Vital Remains did with Dechristianize. And what I love about it, too, is that the guitarists alone give off this sinister, really demonic sound as well. Not only the vocals, but the guitarists really give that off as well. And that's what I've always admired about Vital Remains. Tracks on this I enjoy: Dechristianize, obviously, like everyone else. Devoured Asylum, Infidel, Unleash Hell, and At War with God. Really top-notch death metal that's practically an essential listening. Can't pass that shit up, and that comes in at number 17. Coming in at number 16 is Dyscarnate with their album And So It Came to Pass. And this is really, and I mean really, powerful death metal. Mostly death metal is brutal or blasphemous or evil, but Dyscarnate made it powerful. There's nothing but power and just really energetic power coming out of this album. Tom Whitty's vocals are monstrous and ginormous sounding, that it just feels like it's just crushing the world practically, his vocals alone. And I love the balance of both the highs and lows that both the bassist and Tom Whitty unleashes to make this absolutely destructive sound, that it's a damn shame that they haven't made an album for the past 4 years. But if you want powerful, destructive, and killer death metal, check out Dyscarnate. They come in at number 16 on my list. Coming in at number 15 is honestly one of my favorite black and death metal bands at the moment, and one of the best, and they made practically one of my all-time favorite albums. This is Pseudogod with their album Deathwomb Catechesis. I think that's the right way to say it. And Pseudogod really pushes the boundary on extreme music. This is just barbaric, destructive, monstrous black and death metal, that honestly, when you listen to this, you're gonna feel like you just unleashed the gates to hell. That's how insane of an album this is, and it's just absolutely fucking killer. Definitely pick up a copy if you can. It's so worth the listen. That comes in at number 15. Number 15. Coming in at number 14 is one of my favorite non-metal album just in general. And arguably you could say it's a metal album because there's death metal in this, but there's so much more than just death metal in this. And this is Igorr with his album Hallelujah. And oh man, I could be here forever like naming all the subgenres. There's opera, EDM, electronic, experimental, avant-garde, post-rock, just everything else you can fucking think of. This dude puts into his sound, and it's like anything else you ever hear in your goddamn life. Igorr is a fucking mastermind, and I can't get enough of his work. And I'm pretty sure it's either the track Lullaby for a Fat Jellyfish or Vegetable Soup. There's a breakdown, and there's a chicken clucking along with the breakdown. It's humorous and fucking awesome. It's one hell of an experience to listen to, and you definitely shouldn't pass this up. So Igorr album Hallelujah comes in at number 14 on the list. Coming in at number 13 is another of my go-to albums where I just need to chill the fuck out. And this is Sólstafir with their 2014 album Ótta. And this is honestly the greatest blind buy I ever picked up. Because what I found out about this is when I used to have an Instagram, is that on the Season of Mist Instagram, they just continuously posted about this, saying that Sólstafir hit number 1 in the billboards in Iceland. It charted on the US Hot Seekers. Like, it's really selling well, and I figured I'll pick it up, get the special edition. So thankful I fucking did, because this album is amazing. It's just so beautiful. It will put your mind at ease no matter what fucking emotions you're going through in life. It does that to you every single time. And I'm pretty sure it's a concept album as well, because there's 8 tracks on here, and each track represents 3 hours in the Icelandic clock from what I found out. And it's just a fucking masterpiece. And it comes in at number 13 on my list. Coming in now at number 12 is an album I got tattooed on me. And this is Exhumed's Necrocracy. And I know what you're thinking, why it's straightforward death metal, so what? But that's what I want, and it delivers perfectly. Everything about this album by Exhumed, Necrocracy is by Exhumed, got tongue-tied there. Everything got beefed up. The vocals, the instrumentals, and the production, everything got beefed up, and it just kicks a shit ton of ass, and it's just a fucking blast to listen to. This has a shit ton of replay ability to it, because I just can't get enough of these riffs that are on this album that are just so ripping and crushing and just killer as fuck. I'll never forget the first time I heard the track Coins Upon the Eyes. Immediately when I heard that track, I was like, I need to buy this right fucking now. So definitely, if you haven't checked out Exhumed's Necrocracy, great album to start off with if you want to get into death metal. That comes in at number 12. Coming in at number 11 is the album I always go to when I need to chill the fuck out. I know I said that now like 3 or 4 times, but this is the one I always go to first. And this is Alcest's second album that I can't pronounce because it's like in French. Alcest is a French post-black metal shoegaze act that's very dreamlike. It's very elegant, and it's really out of this world because it's really dreamlike. From what I get, the lyrics are about the vocalist's experiences with this dream he had, where he keeps entering this different world of this world or whatever in his dreams, and it's a really different style of post-black metal that is unlike anything else you ever hear, and it's absolutely soothing as fuck. So Alcest had to definitely make it on this list, and they come in at number 11. Next up, number 10. It's a black metal album I think we all fucking know. If you're a black metal fan, it's an essential to own, to know, and to listen to. Now, obviously, Emperors and the Nightside Eclipse. This really set the tone for black metal in the 1990s. It's sinister, it's atmospheric at some points, but it's evil as fucking shit. And it's a fucking classic, and it's an essential. Sadly, they didn't keep this momentum going with their other releases, but hey, I'll take what I can get. And they made a masterpiece within the Nightside Eclipse, and it comes in at number 10 on my list. Regardless if you're a newcomer to black metal or a veteran listener, it's an essential. So that had to make it number 10 on my list. Coming in at number 9 is a band till this day that still freaks the living shit out of me, and I saw them live. That was a fucking experience. And this just happens to be my favorite of theirs. This is Portal's Swarth. I know a lot of people like Bexavoid more, and that's understandable because it's an easier, not as abrasive, but Swarth is way more abrasive, way more darker, and I think it's their best as of yet, and I can't wait for them to put out more, but at the time being, Swarth is my favorite album by Portal, and it's just going to freak you out, honestly. That's what it's meant to do. It's meant to disturb you. It's not really an easy listening, and it's a fucking experience. And I fucking love this album. It comes in at number 9 on the list. Coming in at number 8 is something that's fairly new. This dropped in like 2014, but I can't get enough of this. And this is an album that, honestly, every time I listen to it, I feel like I'm attending like a satanic ritual. I know a lot of albums try to make that happen, and they do it pretty fairly well. But this one hits it perfectly on the head every time. It's something I listen to weekly, and I really hope this band continues on with their streak. And they've made one of my favorite albums of all time so far. And this is Thantifaxath with their masterpiece, Sacred White Noise. And everything, every track, every riff gives me this really cold, really hateful, satanic ritual-like sound that I just can't get this type of like emotions out of anything else but Thantifaxath's Sacred White Noise, and it's an essential listening. If you are a black metal fan, you need to listen to this. You need to know about it because it's absolutely stellar of a black metal album, and it comes in at number 8. Coming in at number 7 is another album that I just non-stop listened to since I discovered it last year. This is Human Serpent with Inhumane Minimalism. The vocals are so destructive. Like, the moment you listen to this album, the first 5 seconds you listen to this album, you want to just listen to it continuously. These vocals are so contagious and just so exhilarating. You can't get enough of it. And that's just from the vocals alone. The instrumentation matches up with the same intensity as the vocals. It's everything I want in extreme music. So it comes in at number 7 on my list. Human Serpent, Inhumane Minimalism. I should have put that number 2 on my albums of the year list of 2015. Coming in at number 6 is what I should have put for album of the year of 2015. Made a big mistake. After giving it another listen, I realized I made a huge fuck up, and I shouldn't have put OXXO's Namate number 1. As good as it is, this one's just better in my opinion, and I made a mistake not putting it number 1. This is Abyssal's latest album that, no, I can't pronounce still, sadly, but this album is amazing. It's so fucking amazing. It's black metal, death metal, and doom metal. There's times where it's experimental. There's times where it's avant-garde. There's ambient keyboard works in the mix. There's just so much going on, and it's just so fucking diverse and so amazing. Abyssal. This album really grew on me a lot over the past 4 months, and I can't get enough of it. I really fucking can't. And it comes in at number 6 on my list. Coming in at number 5 on my list is another album I got tattooed on me, and this is my all-time favorite death metal album. Number 5 is Dying Fetus, Reign Supreme. And this is, even though I'm showing off the vinyl, the CD that I got too is the first ever album I bought. And I have an attachment to it, and to this day, I can't get enough of this album. What I love about Dying Fetus is that they know how to balance out technical death metal perfectly, where you'll get some technical death metal moments, you'll get some straight up death metal moments that is both crazy and groovy, and it's really fucking catchy, extremely headbangable, it's chaotic when it needs to be, it's straightforward when it needs to be, and it's just absolutely perfect for death metal. And Dying Fetus really outdid themselves with Reign Supreme, and it comes in at number 5 on my list. Number 4 is one of my all-time favorite progressive metal acts, and obviously, it's Obliviscaris. Saw them live, and they fucking blew me away. One of the greatest acts I've ever seen live. And this is album of the year of 2014, and it's just fucking perfect. It was an easy pick for 2014. I love the violin work on this. I never thought a violin could be so amazing. And Tim Charles, you're the fucking man for that. And the whole rest of the album by the whole rest of the band is flawless as well. There's so much emotion, yet at the same time it's aggressive. It's really diverse, and it's just absolutely fucking amazing. And it had to be number 4 on my list. Next up, number 3. This might surprise you because last time this was number 1, and this used to be my all-time favorite album for years. Because when I first got into metal, this was one of the first albums I discovered, and I was fucking blown away by it, and still am to this day. This is Cynic's Traced in Air, and this is one of the few albums I listen to no matter what emotions I have going through me. If I'm stressed, if I'm pissed, if I'm happy, if I'm sad, if I'm tired, if I'm exhilarated and really excited, I always go to this album. This album has like everything for any type of mood I'm in, and it's one of the few albums I can name that gives me that type of effect. And everything off this album is flawless. Every track is fucking perfect, actually. The track I really enjoy the most, Integral Birth. It's like this fucking track. So that comes in at number 3. Coming in at number 2, it's pretty obvious this would be on my list, and it's even more obvious it would be really high up on my list because I paid a pretty big penny for this. And I just think this is like the greatest black metal album ever made. And I know it's a bold statement because God knows how many fucking black metal albums have been made and still being made. But this is obviously Summoning's Minas Morgul. This album is everything I look for in atmospheric black metal. It's epic atmospheric black metal, but it's not over the top and cheesy. It's epic in the terms of being beautiful and breathtaking and drifting your mind to this fantasy-like world that only Summoning can create. And the lyrical themes my inner childhood just fucking loves and eats up because it's all about the Lord of the Rings shit. And I grew up with Lord of the Rings. So, Minas Morgul by Summoning, number 2. And with that being said, number 1 is really fucking obvious. This is everything I look for in extreme music. Black metal, death metal, and grindcore. And it's pretty obvious. Every time I bring this band up, the album I always bring up after that is this album. And I really don't need to go that much into detail with it. I'll just say I listen to this daily, and all it does is make me want to listen to it more. Everyone has that mood when you discover a new album, you listen to it a lot, and then you get sick of it because you're like, I've just been listening to it so much, I need something else. This album has yet to give me that effect, and I've been listening to it for months to like nearly 2 years straight, and that's not an exaggeration. If you think I'm insane, you're right. But obviously, yeah. Unknown Throx in the constellation of the Black Widow. I don't need to go into detail with that because I've said it so much that you're probably annoyed with me with that. But yes, that is my all-time favorite album. But yeah, guys, this is my all-time favorite 25 albums ever. Really curious to know what's yours, so comment below and let me know. Love hearing your thoughts and opinions. We'll comment back to yours as soon as possible. Thanks for watching, liking, supporting, and subscribing. You guys are the absolute fucking best, and good listens.